Our next guest here on Happy Hour is a successful musician, the co-chair of a new foundation in which he teamed up with Nike for a $100 million investment in the Girl Effect. And last week he launched a new social action website with music legend Akon. We welcome to Happy Hour Peter Buffett. Yeah, and he is related to the Warren Buffett that we always talk about on this show.
And has been on our show before.
Yeah,
Warren Buffett has been.
The son of the legendary investor.
Right. Most people think Jimmy, but it's actually Warren.
So first of all, you know, everybody, I'm sure, asks you this, and we got to ask.
Right.
You know, $30 billion, and the guy gave it all away. You totally cool with it?
Completely. We always knew it was going to happen, actually.
And you believe, I mean, he's been a man of his word always. So when he said it, you believed it the whole life.
And we didn't really think about it that much in terms of when we were kids and stuff, because we didn't know what he did, actually, when we were kids. But we always knew he was going to give it away, so it was not a surprise. The surprise actually was that he did it while he was still alive, and that we got some of it to give away.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. He was still very generous, even though he didn't leave you the entire wealth, because he wanted you to go out and do what you're doing, make a living, and become a person on your own. So tell us about what you are doing with your
Well, the other question I always get is people say, you know, gee, isn't your dad disappointed you didn't go into business or something? And I always tell them we do the same thing. We do what we love. Since I was a kid, he said, do what you love. And I do. I'm lucky that I was able to find music and make a living at it. So my whole life has been doing what he does, which is great. And then when the philanthropic gift came along, it was a big one. And my wife and I would work at the foundation together. And suddenly we had $1 billion to give away. And that's no small thing. So the last couple years I've been very focused on that. But the music's always still been coming. I've been scoring films and doing various things. And my trip to Liberia and Sierra Leone on behalf of the foundation really affected me. Brought home some footage, wrote some songs. Akon heard one of those songs. I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. We met for dinner and we collaborated on this song and then on the website.
We talk all the time about the importance of going in and creating self-sustaining cycles and not just throwing $100 million into Sierra Leone and hoping that it feeds
in his case, $1 billion.
Or anywhere. Yeah,
so
exactly.
Talk about what efforts you do when you're figuring out what movements in these places that you go in and create some self-sustaining capitalists and...
Right. Well, it is capitalism kind of turned on its head in terms of giving money away, because the customer is always right, of course, is what you hear. Well, the customer in the sense of foundation giving are the people you're trying to affect. So the people know, and the big problem is a lot of foundations go in saying, you know, I'm going to make myself feel good by doing this thing for these people, as opposed to what do the people need, you know? So if you actually listen, that's the thing.
And what is it, Peter, there when you went to Liberia that struck you so much that you decided that you wanted to help women, girls in third world countries, you know, help them get out of their poverty, basically?
Right. Well, first in Liberia, it's a post-conflict country, so it's this, and it's small, 3 million people in the whole country. So there's the possibility for change. People want change. They elected the first woman president of any African country, so it's a unique opportunity. A lot of people really have great hopes for what you can do.
How stable is that government? And that leads me to the next question. If the government becomes unstable and a violent regime comes in there and genocide starts ratcheting back up, what happens and what do you do? How do you make the right decision?
Well, that's why we jump in now, because a lot of people will be there for the rescue operation while the war is going on. They set up the refugee camps, they do all that, and then they won't come back until the country's stable.
Self-sustaining it?
Right. So you got to get in there right at the post-conflict stage when nobody else will go, and you build the schools, you get the education going, you get to the kids, so there's some potential for long-lasting
And before we run out of time, we do want to talk about your music career as well, because as you said, he's very successful. I mean, you have helped with the score with Dancing with Wolves, and also you have, you know,
a bunch of records out, Emmys, all sorts of stuff.
I know,
exactly. But the thing with Akon has been the most unique thing, because it's for us to work together on something and then do is there something I can do.com. That's where you want to go.
Putting us up right there. Thank you so much.
You got to go there.
All right, guys. We'll make sure we'll put it on our website as well, folks.
Fantastic.